bewitched, you've got me in your spell. Bewitched, bewitched, you know your craft so well. Before I knew what you were doing, I looked in your eyes. That brand of woo that you've been brewing took me by surprise. You witch, you witch. One thing is for sure, that stuff that you pitch just hasn't got a cure. My heart was under lock and key, but somehow
Yes?
What?
Yes?
Is Miss Diane Beresford in?
I shouldn't think so. Who is it?
But I have an appointment.
Have you?
Yes. Isn't she in?
I shouldn't think so.
Well, will you please go and see?
Who is it?
Mr. Dodson.
Do you want to sell something?
Of course I don't want to sell something. Will you kindly go and see if Miss Beresford is in?
I shouldn't think so. Would you like me to give a message?
Yes, I would. Tell her Mr. Dodson is here!
No, I was!
No, you were what?
A witch!
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. I've got sharp ears. I can move over. What? How did you know? Do I look like a witch? Most people don't know.
I tell you, I didn't know.
Well, fancy your knowing. Are you in that line yourself?
What line?
My line.
I don't even know you.
Oh, yes, you do. You said it yourself. It's interesting work, don't you think?
No doubt. Now will you
What you got in that case?
Listen, woman, go
You
on.
don't have to call me woman. Call me by my name. I shan't mind.
What is your name?
Violet. What you got in that case?
A play.
Oh, a play.
A play.
So you're another of these playwrights.
That's right, another of those.
And you're not in my line at all.
No.
You're just an imposter.
I say I was in your line.
You said you weren't trying to sell something. What about your silly little play?
I am sorry. I misled you. I am trying to sell something.
Here, explain to me. You playwrights, I see a lot of them, you know. They pour through here. If only to lift a cushion up, and like as not, you'll find a couple someone's overlooked. But I tell you what I don't understand.
What's that?
Why don't you playwrights do a little better?
I don't know, Violet. I don't know why we don't. We try very hard.
We can't.
Seems incredible, doesn't it?
There must be some explanation.
Perhaps ours is a rather difficult line.
Well, come to that, so is mine. But if I couldn't do better at it than you chaps, I'd burn every broomstick I have.
Our hopes are lost, Violet. Be not deceived by our proverb. We whistle to keep our courage up. From time to time, one of us has been known to strike a tiny spark, so we press on. Or maybe I, or Tom, or Dick, or Rudolph. It matters not greatly which.
Pshaw, late 19th century mysticism, Voltaire days. Lavender and old lace. Us witches are more pragmatical.
I beg your pardon.
But the thing that worries me is you're all such liars.
Liars?
Either that or you've got no eyes in your heads. It just doesn't happen like that.
Like what?
Like you make it happen.
Naturally, as in every trade, there are some of us who don't know our job.
Including the successful ones.
Yes, Violet, sometimes as in every trade.
And who says which of them knows their job, pray?
I say, Time and I, they know their job will not only tell the truth, but know how to tell it. That, Violet, is an aphorism. What do you say to that?
I say fiddle-dee-diddle-dee-dee. Yes, I do. I never saw a play yet that told the truth, and I've seen a bellyful, I can tell you. I was with another actress before I was with her. Of course, I never see the whole play through, but sometimes, you know, when you have to hold their coat ready in the wings or some such, you can't help seeing a bit. Oh, well, you can't have everything. Take the telephone.
What do you mean?
On the stage, what happens? On comes Miss Doody-da-dee-da, picks up the receiver, dials her number, and gets it. Does she ever have to wait? Oh, no. Does she ever get the wrong number? Oh, no, not unless she's meant to. Does she ever get the engaged signal, or the unobtainable? Does she ever have to call the operator, and then the engineer, and still not get her number? Is the whole blooming play ever held up for 10 minutes or a quarter of an hour while she struggles and Not it. Not she. Truth? You don't know the meaning of the word.
I begin to understand what you call telling the truth. We call laboring the obvious.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we do.
What's your little play about?
It's not a little play.
Isn't it?
No, it's a... Yes. No, I don't know. I don't know what a little play is. Twelfth Night, a little play, and Hamlet, a big one.
Yes.
I see, then mine's a little play. I gather all comedies are little plays.
And some tragedies. Are you going to read it to her?
That was what was arranged.
What poor old clumsy sentinel. She hates to be read to.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't have to be.
Oh, yes, she does. It's her job. What's it about, then? Your little play, the usual?
Yes, the usual.
With slightly different trimmings, I suppose.
I hope.
Why don't you chuck it and do something serious?
At times I wonder. At times such as this present moment, I suppose. I'm not a free man.
You mean you need the money?
No, I don't mean that, Violet. Thank heaven there are some things you don't understand. My plays don't make me money. One of them is the Burton-on-Trent Repertory Theatre for 8 calamitous performances. Another play to an empty house one Sunday night in Nottingham Gate. The rest of them less successful.
Independent means?
No, by day I work in a printing firm in Burton-on-Trent. $670 per annum, plus traveling expenses. Next.
What are the trimmings?
Trimming.
Yes, you know.
Oh, so my little play. The setting is not exactly unusual. As a matter of fact, it's about a playwright and a leading actor.
Oh, that one.
Listen, witch, if you think you can drive me out of the
Let's
house...
keep our hats. Don't let's give way to tantrums. No good ever came from hysterics.
Oh.
So, it's about a playwright and a leading lady, and I suppose they fall in love.
As a matter of fact, they do.
No doubt that happens in the first act.
As a
As
matter
a matter of fact, it does.
As a matter of fact, it opens with us coming to readings new play. There.
The curtain goes up on an empty stage. A comedy maid lets him into the flat.
Not a comedy maid exactly, more a character maid.
And they talk for a bit just to let the latecomers into their places without missing anything, to tell the audience what it's all about, and to prepare a good entrance for the leading lady.
Well, and why not? Why shouldn't she have a good entrance?
No reason, Lummy, no reason. But it would be nice if you could find some fresh way to do it.
And how would you do it?
Doesn't wait. It's only a question of arresting the audience's attention, isn't it? Well, that's easy enough. Let one of the characters clap twice.
Then enter the leading lady?
Enter the leading lady.
I think, Violet, you better leave the stagecraft to me, and I'll leave the witchcraft to you.
Okay, then let's get to it.
What do you mean?
Let's do as you suggest.
I'm late, I know. A half an hour late. And I shan't apologize to make any boring excuses. My watch didn't stop, my car didn't break down. I haven't been rushed to death all the afternoon. In fact, I've been sitting on my backside since luncheon with not a solitary thing to do. And even though I started to get dressed nearly 2 hours ago, I'm so late. I'm just congenitally unpunctual, and if we're going to be friends, you may as well know what you have to put up with. It's partly vanity, partly selfishness, partly that I can't organize myself, and partly that I'm too damn lazy even to want to. There, that's just an installment of my not very original sins. The rest you'll find out in good time. Sit down, sit down. Claridge's, I want to speak to Major Wilmot, please. I shan't be 2 seconds, I'll get you a drink and we'll settle down. Hello, Harry? Yes, this is Diana. What time am I meeting you tonight? What do you mean not tonight? Well, last night? Oh my God, darling, how awful of me. Was it really? I thought you said Wednesday. No, I thought last night was Tuesday. Well, it'll have to be tonight. Oh, can't you put them off? Tell them you've got to clear out. Oh, I do, you must. I've got on my best dress. Yes, already. I'll explain that later. Now you go and ring them up like a good boy, and I don't care if you do get cut off with a shilling. I can't stop and argue now. I've got somebody with me. I'll meet you at the Savoy Grill in 2 hours' time. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Now there's a good boy. Goodbye. Now what would you like to drink? A sherry? Whiskey and soda? Gin and lime? The sherry's not very good, dear and nasty. Oh yes, red gin. I forgot. Then you'd better have a nice whiskey and soda.
Thank you.
Well, there you are. Anything like your little play.
That's extraordinary, word for word. I can hardly believe my ears. It's amazing.
You mean I'm amazing?
You?
Yes, me.
What have you got to do?
Oh, nothing much. I just happen to be rather good in my line.
What?
There, now sit down, drink enough, and start reading to me. It's no good talking and getting friendly until I've heard your play. It might be a waste of friendliness, because if I don't like your play, then you won't like me.
I might.
And if I do like it, then you'll find me intelligent, discerning, and understanding. In fact, even my looks will improve.
All right, you're on.
What's it called?
It's called The Truth About the Truth.
Bad title.
Why?
It's just a play of ideas. Parandella, Sunday night performances at Notting Hill Gate.
Of course, I could change it.
And will you?
No.
Well, good. Come on, begin.
Act 1. The sitting room of a well-nourished flat, decorated in such restrained good taste as to be wholly commonplace. The walls are ivory, the curtains and soft furniture are prudent green.
Go on.
The carpet is fawn, the room is empty. A man comes in, followed by a pacer. The maid. Yes. The man. What? The maid. Yes. The man. Is Miss Diane? And then there's a short scene between him and the maid, which I'm not altogether satisfied with. I'll probably change it. We may as well skip it now. It's only preparatory stuff. We'll go straight to the entrance of the actors.
Oh, that would be me.
Yes. Here we are. At that moment, she sweeps in from her bedroom door. She's dark, vivacious, self-possessed, and dressed not only for the evening, but one would guess for a gala evening, in an exquisite white chiffon frock with gold-threaded embroidery, a broad bracelet of pearls, and over an arm a white fox. She goes to him warmly, takes his hand in both of hers, and before he can utter, lets loose a stream of words. The actress. I'm late. I know, half an hour late, and I watched it
Yes, we
stop.
can skip all that too. Sherry, whiskey, and soda. Sit you down, waste of friendliness. Notting Hill Gate. Look, I think we could go right down to the main exit. Oh dear! The maid. Is there anything else? The actress. No thanks, you needn't wait. Exit, the maid. Not a very good exit. Still, it's only the maid.
Shall I go on?
Oh, yes, do.
From where she said,
Oh, yes, why not?
after a short embarrassed pause, he turns to his typescript again. He's about to continue reading when he changes his mind. The man, challengingly, you're not really interested in my play, are you? The actress, since you ask me, not very. The man, why not? Are you already committed to do someone else's? The actress, not committed exactly.
There's another play that I made, too.
The man, then why did you let me come here, just to waste my time and yours? The actress.
It may not be a waste of time.
The man, what do you mean by that?
Well, might be cross-examined.
The man, disgruntled. Not unless you choose.
Well, very well, I choose. What do you want to know?
Why is my coming here not a waste of time?
Well, years ago, when I was at the RATA, my first engagement was to understudy in a play, and a very good play, produced for one Sunday night performance at Notting Hill Gate. The play was called Marching Orders, and the author was a young man from Newcastle-on-Tyne.
Burton-on-Trent.
Oh, Burton-on-Trent, was it? Well, anyhow, he came down in time. He sat alone in the darkened stall, shy and excited, and I leant against the wall on the gangway and watched it. At the end of the second act, after Godfrey's big scene, Godfrey Haynes was in it. The lights went up and there were tears in the young man's eyes. He'd probably never seen an actor like Godfrey in his life before.
An abominable actor who should be forbidden by Act of Parliament ever to enter a stage door. Make no mistake, I wept in spite of Haynes because the play was so beautiful.
What did you? That would have touched me even more.
So I touched you.
Well, you don't like that?
Much.
Fascinated me then. Do you like that better?
I like it better, but believe it less.
Then you're not very acute. 18-year-old actresses are much more readily fascinated than touched. I hoped you'd allow me the condescension of being touched.
I'm
Very well.
so fascinated. Remarkable.
You must remember you were the first live playwright I'd ever clapped eyes on. Not a very notable example, but nonetheless, a playwright.
Playwrights as a breed, they're named for fascination.
For aspiring actresses. The same fascination, no doubt, that rich men have for poor girls. But still, it persists.
It persists.
That's what I was curious to find out.
I see.
You see, do you?
And that's why I was invited to read you my play instead of just send it. I see. Well.
Well.
Well. And is the inspection complete? May I go for it right now?
Well, not yet.
I bet you'll be disappointed.
Why?
I can't possibly be what you're looking for.
Why not?
I'm a small, not very successful provincial printer. Also slightly higher, I'm a very unsuccessful playwright. Possibly, who knows, a very bad playwright. In any case, you must have met enough playwrights by now to be disillusioned by it.
Well, God knows.
In short, you'll be disappointed.
I'm not so sure. The doctor says I need to change. I knew what he meant, though he didn't. I'm suffering from a surfeit of herbs. Too much Ritz and sables and Cartier and caviar with Brussels ham.
Does it?
You begin to long for tripe and onions.
And you thought of me.
Well, yes. And don't be offended. I suddenly longed for the company of someone whose tailcoat, if he possessed such a thing, fitted him in no single point. To sit in his funny, stuffy furnished rooms, all green rep and Victorian mahogany, and 5-0 overmantel and Gasset china, and cough my head off through the thick blue smoke of his awful shag. Paradise.
You will indeed be disappointed. My tailor at Burton is no less than a mad genius. My tobacco comes from Duke Street, and as for my rooms, I do not propose to enter into a detailed description.
There, I have offended you.
Are you surprised?
Of course I am. I paint this romantic picture of you because it's slightly inaccurate in certain trifling details. You make a grievance of it.
Yes, you were right. It was foolish of me. As a matter of fact, I was hurt less by the inaccuracy than by the accuracy. My tobacco comes from Duke Street only when I'm up in London with great prodigality buying the house. My rooms, almost exactly as you picture them, say that the rep is not green but ochre. As for my tailor, he is quite considerably less than genius. This inadequate garment that you see before you was probably his least deplorable achievement, but until you called attention to it, I never cared.
So I called attention to it. Well, that must be love.
Good God.
Well, don't worry. In me you see a girl that men don't love. For long.
Don't they? Why not?
I suppose everything's in the shop window. They come inside and what do they find? Nothing! And I'm incurably vulgar. I still adore earls. I can't help it.
Poor little girl.
All of which explains why I'm so constantly in my present state.
What state is that?
Between men! The last man of the next.
The last man can satisfy, the next one won't.
I know. The fault, too, Brutus, lies not in our men. True, we're just as wretched without them.
Diabolic discontent. Tortured by insupportable joy or by excruciating despair. No peaceful means. Are you really as good an artist as all that?
Well, I think so.
Then you're no good to me. Give me back my play.
What do you mean?
Give it back before you steal it to make it yours. I pick and choose my players. When Bernhardt applies to me for a part, I'll throw her out. I'll watch and admire while she builds a lovely castle and despise corpses of other men's plays, but I'll have no. Give me slaves, robots, trained animals, but artists? No. Artists express themselves. My actors must express me.
For an unsuccessful playwright, in little particular.
As an unsuccessful playwright, I need to be. Besides, I too, with your permission, am an artist.
Well, I've got an idea. Suppose we stop talking about you for a change and talk about me.
I like that.
Good, so do I.
I propose a compromise.
What's that?
Let's talk about the next week.
I see.
But I warn you, he'll not change his tailor.
I wouldn't have him if he did.
And he'll fight with you for his egotisms as monstrous as your own.
Well, it may be fun. Mine's never met its equal yet. And on the credit side?
On the credit side, he may stay longer than his predecessors, for he understands you and doesn't mind.
I think he's...
Where should we dine?
What about Mama?
Where should we dine?
Well, here.
Good.
Oh, Violet, ring up Major Wilmot for me and say I'm terribly sorry, but I shouldn't be able to dine with him after all.
What excuse?
Any excuse. I just met with a serious accident. Call Dawson. I'll go and change.
Change? Why? I like you in white.
Well, then I'll change into a white negligee.
Stay here.
So that's why I'm going to change and make it. Well,
Delightful scene. Delightful scene.
Delightful scene indeed. Well, naturally you think so. You wrote it.
My God, yes. So I did. I forgot.
But is it true? Is it like life? Oh, of course, we don't care about that. We've divided ourselves, and that's all that matters.
It's by no means all that matters. The truth is all that matters. But perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me where this seems untrue.
Where? Where? It's all untrue.
Be more
It
specific.
glitters too much. On she comes, and before you know where you are, they cross swords. Click, clack, click. Oh, a charming bout, I grant you. But she's not that good, and nor are you, unless you've plenty of time to sit down at your desk and think it out beforehand. Besides, it's easy enough to sparkle when you're making up both sides of the conversation. But maybe if you were saying things you had to bargain for, you wouldn't seem so smart.
Well, that's beside the point. These two people are not Tom, Dick, and Harry. She's lived her last 10 years uncloistered, in touch with lively, quick-witted friends, speaking every night of her life, the pointed dialogue of practiced writers, amassing experience and assurance at 100 times the pace of her celibate married sisters. Is she to talk like them?
She's just as dull as they.
You're wrong. She's not. And what about me? I claim little, though. My intelligence, to put it no higher, is like hers, above the average.
All right, suppose it is. When two intelligent people meet for at least the first quarter of an hour, they sound just as boring and say just the same things as a couple of blockheads, or very nearly.
Very nearly. That little difference. I take that little difference and show you how great it is.
You take that little difference and exaggerate it.
Of course I do. When I magnify it 100-fold, am I to draw a mere life size?
Exaggeration is a form of lying.
That's not an exaggeration. The man whose exaggeration is an artist. The man whose exaggerations are false is a politician.
Oh, before we start being clever, we may as well drop the argument. I'm just a plain, uneducated woman.
Nonsense. You're a crafty, penetrating old witch. Come on, I challenge you. Find me a single line of what you've seen.
I'll find you a dozen. Take that dress. She wouldn't be wearing it. She'd wear it for the opera or an embassy ball, but at home at 6 o'clock in the evening. Yes, I know. She's going out to dinner, and you explain later on that she dressed before the chap arrived with his little play so she wouldn't have to leave him after half an hour before he'd read. But that dress, just to dine with Wilmot, just the two of them at the Savoy Grill, she'd wear her little blue. I tell you, it's a lie.
With that lie, I tell the truth about her vanity, of her love of dressing up, of being admired, of looking dazzling. With that lie, I tell the truth that she is dazzling. That lie provides me with her exit line. It may get rumbled. And with that exit, I tell the truth about her boldness, her sensuality, her recklessness, her candor, and her charm. If that's a lie that enables me to tell the truth, then I'm a liar indeed. In short, that lie is no lie, Violet, my friend. And next.
Well, take the maid, what you call the character maid. Why exactly must all stage maids be character maids?
Why, woman? Because all maids in life are character maids, like all mistresses, like every human creature born.
Rubbish. In real life, maids say, "Yes, sir. No, miss. Very good, madam." And that's all there is to it.
That's by no means all there is to it. It's merely all you see. It's my job to see and tell a little more. The porter in Macbeth is not a lie, it's the truth you would have missed.
Oh, you can wriggle and squirm, but you're not convincing me. What about that entrance of hers? All that stream of chatter. Do you imagine she ever even could have thought out all those words? 90 seconds by the clock without an interruption. Of course, it makes a very good entrance, but she could never manage it, not in real life. She could never carry it.
Yet she'd like to.
Oh, she'd like to.
Exactly, and with that entrance, I tell the truth about her exhibition.
Oh my God, we're off on that again.
About her fecklessness, about her featherheaded.
All right, I don't care a thing about all that. All I'm saying is it couldn't happen like that. She'd come in and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dodson. I'm afraid I'm rather late." And you'd say, "Well, it doesn't matter at all. I haven't been here long, really." And she'd say, "The clocks in this house are always 6 And you'd say, well, as a matter of fact, I think I got here a bit early. My train was actually on time. And then you'd both laugh as though your lives depended on it, and I'd shift from one foot to the other with the sheer boredom of listening to you both. And that's how it would happen in real life.
Real life? You and your real life, what's that got to do with the truth? If I send you out into the street with a shorthand notebook, and you come back with every word that's been spoken, do you suppose you will have captured the truth? You simple witch, you'd have to hand it over to me, and not until I'd selected this, cut that, and shamelessly added the other thing, yes, and then thrown it all away, forgotten it, and rewritten it 10 years later. Not till then, and then only if God smiles shall we have told the truth. Don't chatter to me about real life.
No, I dare say, that's what you chaps can't stand. It's getting
Oh, it's out at last! I've been waiting for that word, and here it is. I know, the man who breaks his back and bursts his heart. In the search for truth is an escapist, while the man who splashes contentedly in the shallows of appearance is a realist.
All I'm saying is, oh, to hell with it. See for yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dodson. I'm afraid I'm rather late.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all. I haven't been here back yet.
Clocks in this house are always at 6s and 7s.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think I got here a bit early. My train is actually on time.
Look, do sit down. Would you forgive me for spending time the same time?
Yes, of course.
Oh, what a fool. I've been looking out to art. I never could spell. Oh, here we are. Claridge's. I'm so sorry. I must have got the wrong number. Oh, God in heaven! Besides, how can Claridge's be unobtainable?
They probably haven't paid their telephone.
I'm so sorry about all this.
This.
Now I can't even get the operator. Operator, I've been dialing for 8860, and first I get the wrong number, and then I get the unobtainable. No, it can't be. It's Claridge's Hotel. I don't know. I'll just ask. She says there may be something wrong with our phone. Have you managed to get your numbers all right today?
Yes, miss.
This morning?
Yes, miss.
Did you try to get any this afternoon?
No, miss.
There may be something wrong. Can you send the engineer around now? What? Not till morning, but that's hopeless. I've got to put a call through now.
Looks as though this bloody play will be held up till morning. Did I say something, miss?
Yes, well, do what you can. Have my line especially wrong. Thank you. I'm awfully sorry to keep you hanging about like this, but I'm supposed to be going out to dinner, and I can't remember if it's tonight or tomorrow night.
I know, it's awful when one does that, isn't it?
Oh, you do that too?
No, I don't.
Well, I keep a little book, but I always forget to put things down in it. What about your drink? Violet, give Mr. Dodson. What do you have? A sherry or a whiskey and soda?
Nothing, thanks.
Won't you really?
No, honest things.
Don't you ever?
Oh, yes, I do, but I won't just now. But don't let me stop you.
Oh, I only drink for sociability. I don't think we'd better start the play just yet, do you? They're about to start testing the line in a minute or two, and we'd only be interrupted.
Yes, it's better to have a clear mind.
What kind of a journey did you have?
Oh, not so bad.
Well, the trains are so unreliable these days. Whatever's the matter?
I can't stand it! Let me out of here, you fiend! You see how I can wring your neck!
Poor little chap. I thought you couldn't take it.
Take it! Why should I take it?
Why? Because it's the truth, young man, the literal
Ah, now I know you. The eternal Philistine with her silly empty eyes. Literalness is not truthfulness, my Violet. The literal truth is a never-failing refuge of liars. I'll undertake to cheat you and deceive you till black seems to you like white, and never depart one hair's breadth from the letter of the truth. But an artist's truth, God's truth, my truth, is concerned with the quintessential.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do, you old liar. Enough of you and your miserable real life. I'm off. I'll have no more of this dull, dead, real-life young woman of yours with her silly real-life telephone. Madam, goodbye.
I don't understand. Where are you going?
Back whence I came. Back to my midland cell, away from this thin and shadowy reality. Back to life, madam. The life and truth, Violet, with the blessed blinkers of revelation on my eyes. Back to the quintessential.
What an extraordinary young man.
And what an exit.